Ah, is this me? I can't tell.
Album review time. One of the most anticipated albums of the year, I believe, and that is Devin Townsend with Z2. Z2 is comes out Inside Out Records. Um, I don't know how many albums Devin Townsend has out now. It's pretty crazy. But this is the second album that he's put out this year. This is under Devin Townsend Project, I believe, whereas the other one, Casualties of Cool, is under Devin Townsend. Correct me if I'm wrong. And also, this is the follow-up, or at least part of it, is the follow-up to Ziltoid the Omniscient from 2007, I believe. Devin Townsend's record from then. And the last thing that the Devin Townsend Project has put out is Epicloud from 2012, which we reviewed and we loved. I adored Devin Townsend, and I have nothing but respect for this guy just because of the musicianship and just the creativity that this guy has. It's fantastic, and I just feel like I need to get everything that he does, and I don't have everything that he does. I only have a couple records, but still, he's a genius, and to me, he's a genius, and this album is no different. So the first half of this album, this is a double album, is Sky Blue, which I guess that's the artwork for Sky Blue. Now, Sky Blue is more of a just straight up Devin Townsend Project record. It has nothing to do with Ziltoid at all. So I thought that was really cool. You're getting two completely different albums. On one hand, you're getting Sky Blue, which is more of a straight up record. And on the other side, and the other half, you get Dark Matters. The artwork is awesome, which is related to Ziltoid. So I'm going to start by talking about Sky Blue. It starts off with the track Rejoice, which is a very fun track. Very, very catchy vocals throughout. And I'd say it gets to my favorite track, which is Fallout. I love this song. I love just the pace that it's at and the guitar work that goes on, and I love the female vocals that are done on this entire record, but especially on this song from, I believe her name is Anik Geiserbergen. Hope I said that right. Fantastic vocals, both from her and Devin Townsend. I mean, Devin Townsend has an incredibly range voice. He really has a great range, and he has a great sound to his voice, and he's very powerful. And I believe I love the trade-off on this record right here. Just between the two, they just blend perfectly. And it's great. Fallout is one of my favorite tracks on here. Just also the vocals are extremely catchy, especially in the verses. I'm just like, yes, this is awesome. Another really standout track to me is Universal Flame. Such a good song. I love the verse. The verse is so beautiful to that, with Devin Townsend singing just a very simplistic guitar behind that. It's just so gorgeous, and I'm just like, yes. And then it gets to the chorus, which is just huge and very bombastic and fantastic. Sky Blue, the title track, is another very beautiful song. There's a lot of slower songs on here. Midnight Sun is fantastic. A New Rain, awesome. I just found this whole album to just be pretty much fucking flawless, to be completely honest with you. Before We Die is another fantastic song. There's a lot of almost power metal like moments on here because of how many people it sounds like they have singing all at once. It just sounds huge. That big, huge power metal type chorus. I'm not calling Devin Townsend power metal. I'm not calling any of these songs power metal. I'm just saying that type of thing is there on this and the other part of the record. So Sky Blue I just thought was fantastic. And one thing that I just think Devin Townsend is great at And even when it's more of just a straight up record like Sky Blue, the flow of the album so perfect too. It just seems to really go from a more upbeat song to maybe a slower song perfectly, and the tracks go together like this to the point where you'll be like, what song's this? Not in a bad way, just because of how well they flow together, in my opinion. Uh, Getting on to Dark Matters, the more Ziltoid um, album. That album is very fun. It's very comical. It's based on Ziltoid against the world, as he put it, Devin Townsend. And you can definitely tell that from the lyrics. And I just love the kind of interplay between the music, the announcers, all the different personalities and characters in the story. It's very cool, and it's very interesting and entertaining, I should say. And the music really, really backs up everything. I'd say the catchiest song to me on the Dark Matters record is Death Ray. That chorus is so cool. It's just so simple, and it's so catchy. I love it. Another really good one is March of the Poozers, which has such a big sounding chorus. It is perfectly well done. Ziltoid Goes Home is another very cool track. War Princess is another one that has some very beautiful moments. The thing I like about getting basically two different albums is they're completely different from each other. I'd say Dark Matters is a hell of a lot more aggressive and more upbeat and energetic than Sky Blue, which I feel focuses a little bit more on the melodies and the beautifulness of everything. Dark Matters, there's some really very fast drum beats on there, and just some very heavy guitar work going on. And it's great. Devin Townsend knows how to put together a goddamn song, man. It just literally, I feel like he sits down and he just puts everything together, and it just all flows out at once. It feels and every little piece, every note is just thought about and given careful attention, and it's great. And the flow of every song, guitar soloing on here is pretty cool. Universal Flame, I love this solo in that song. It's so simple, but it's beautiful, and the way it busts in, and it's you feel like you're just listening to something from like the fucking 80s or something. It's really cool. Just the guitar work on almost every song to me is very unique. I also loved in Universal Flame kind of the melody that was over top in the chorus on the guitar. It's very catchy. Yeah, I just think guitar wise that this album is all over the place. It's just, there's so much variety in here. It's mind-boggling to me. It's cool, man. It is really, really awesome. I seriously, I love this record. I feel this is one of the more challenging records to talk about that I've talked about all year, just because of how much is going on. I mean, I've tried my best here, and I've been listening to this album all week. I've given it plenty of listens, both albums, and I can't simply get enough of it. I definitely think this will be in my top 10 at the end of the year. Maybe even top 5. Who knows? This is a really solid album, and this might be the last thing we get from Devin Townsend for a while, because he said he is going to take a little bit of a break after about April of 2015, which I don't blame him. I mean, he cranks this shit out like it's nothing, and it's pretty fucking crazy to me. How many albums? He's put out so many albums since 2009. Really throughout his whole career, but since 2009, he's had 4 Devin Townsend Project records, Epic Cloud, Casualties of Cool, and this, which is basically 2 albums. That's 8 albums. That's crazy. Yeah, that's all I really have to say. I believe that vocally this album is top notch. Guitar wise, top notch. It's not going to blow your mind with technicality or brutality or shreddiness, but it's going to blow your mind with how well it's put together, how great the sound of it is, and just the catchiness of the riffs and everything. Songwriting is extremely thorough and well executed. And I believe both sides of this album, both Sky Blue and Dark Matters, are very fun, very entertaining to listen to. So I ended up picking up this 3 CD set thing, which has Sky Blue, Dark Matters, and then Dark Matters Raw, which basically takes out all the commentary from this Ziltoid story. So yeah, it's well worth the fucking money. Drop the dough, pick this shit up, dude. It's really good. I'm gonna give this album this whole thing. I'm gonna give Sky. Well, here I'll do this. Sky Blue to me gets a 9 out of 10. Dark Matters gets a 9 out of 10. So that means this album gets a 9 out of 10.